Hey everyone, just a little update. This last time I was talking to you, I got that rest of that windrow out, smoothed out okay. Trying to dig some rocks out as I go, and yeah, it's coming. Takes time. I mean, all that stuff, a lot of pushing. That's the worst thing, is the finishing work, right? So now we got it leveled out. I can I'll start with the land leveler and bring it over, because all I got to do is get it smooth enough that I can get the harrow over it, and then start with the rock picking process. I can rock rake it. First I have to go through and pick through the big rocks with the sholty, then rock rake it, and then windrow it, of course with the rock rake, and then hit it with the right way, and then probably have to be done a couple times, but at least get it done once this fall, and then have to do it again in the spring. That pile of wood, I should just light a match to it, get the hell out of there, but I keep thinking I'm gonna cut some kindling out of it. It's an old pile of cedar there. I push it around, move it, and I used to cut fence stakes out of it, and I don't know. Anyhow, if I had an easy, if it would move easy, I can move it. I pushed the whole pile now about 20 feet, but it's gonna just fall apart, and then I'm gonna be chasing it for hours. So otherwise I'd just put it over there on the edge of the woods. So yeah, it's coming. I'm hoping it's got good weather here the rest of the weekend. Next week all looks good, so this 2-hour a day foolishness is really chewing into my schedule, so I'd like to be able to move a little faster. But this weekend I can hit it pretty hard, and hoping I can call in a couple people into running some gear. I got lots of machinery, just no one to run it. So that's the hard part. So yeah, I got another one of the damn rocks. There's harrow breakers up there. So usually when I hit one with the track, then I try to get them out. You can see there's a bunch over here. The old timers moved, and well, they moved most of them, but these ones are close to the rock wall. And fine with the dozer, if you can budget, just move it an inch, or just to shake it, then I can get it out. If you can't budget, then it's just a hard job doing anything with them. So yeah, over there nice and dry, because that's what stuff. But that day I was pushing the row here in the rain. That really screwed things up. So hoping tomorrow I'm gonna come and I'll level this up a little better, and then I want to get back out to the other field there I started in the first video, and go from there. But yeah, look at these ones here. But you go down, it's only down about 3 feet, and you're right on ledge. So it's most of them, like, you dig them down enough, then I can get them out. But you can see all the ones around here. I mean, I've gotten all these ones out through the years, right? A lot of big rocks. So yeah, I just need to get them finished so I can move on. You know, it's hard to keep clearing more ground. Then you got to go back and you got to get this, you know, the fields you've already cleared finished, right? So that's kind of the process. Takes me no time to root rake ground off in the windrows, or windrows is way easier than piles. But this ground over in here, now that's a 5-acre field down in here, and I raked it, and the rocks are just unbearable. Like, you go 4 feet with a rock picker and it was full. So now it's hard to work around with all the piles I had in here. This is some of the first ground I cleared here. I put them in piles, but the piles have all rotted down. So now I'm going to go in and I'll spread them all back out, put the rake on, and go through and start raking the rocks off, and then actually finish it. So the 5 acres here, but I've done the other side, so probably 2 acres in here. Now it's already started growing back up bushes again. So it's easy to do it all one step. I'll go in and start knocking. You can see these here are piles, right? There's piles in here. Knock them piles all down, and then just start combing it off. That's all I can do with it. But I think what happened was, I don't know, they call these like night pastures, and these just had a spot, just a rocky shithole piece of ground that they turn their animals out at night, and they never ever really finished it. Like, they cleared them off, but it was just, and I think they hauled rocks in there too. So anyhow, that's kind of the goal, and then work at taking, if I could get this out, this whole rock wall right out of here, and then open it all right up, and then I just kind of keep working away at it. Eventually I'd like to have the whole property just open. That's my goal, but I'll probably be 80 by the time that comes. So, yeah. You know, actually, I enjoy land clearing, always did. I mean, I've been at it a lot of years now, and you just do what you can afford, right? You know, it all takes time. But when I get behind, I hire that D6 I've had in other videos, and you know, it's a nice machine, but $165 an hour, you know, you chew up money really quick. So, you know, I found with that, he comes, it used to be he could clear, he used to work the guts out of it. I mean, he's getting old now. So I always, you know, you'd watch him, he could do 2 acres a day raking it. And with my machine, mine's half the size, half the weight, you know, a lot older, but I mean, I can clear an acre a day. 3/4, yeah, you about half of what he could do is what I do. So his was half the size, half the weight. Mine's half the weight, half the size of his machine. And really, I did half the work. So, you know, mine don't cost me $165 an hour to run it. I'll tell you that right now. So I just, you know, when I get behind, I hire them, but I just as soon come out and I rake it. And when I'm done with my machine, I don't, you know, like they come, they get digging holes and there's ruts, and you know, I can level all that stuff. But you can see what mine does, like you just take your time, and you know, my rake, when it goes on, it hinges back. It's a nice easy on rake. And you know, you can back drag and level. I mean, you can do a pretty decent job just kind of working away at it, you know, and I don't break anything. You know, I got some leaks. I got a couple of hoses here we gotta fix. I got some hoses leaking, but we're planning on getting this done. We'll just keep dumping what little bit of fluid it's using, and go from there. But yeah, so anyway, that's kind of it for today. I gotta go back to work, but I got some company coming here later on, so straighten some things up. So I got a big celebrity coming. Like, you know, really, if you had Celine Dion herself come, you couldn't have anybody any bigger superstar. So I'll have a couple videos up when we get into those shenanigans. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, so I'm just glad we opened up some good weather again. I was getting a little depressed, thinking I wasn't going to meet my deadline. I have to have most of this done by next week. So the weather's going to hold off. Just hammer down, keep working, and you know, my biggest goal, this has to be done for sure, but I want to wrap all the way around. I showed you in the first video, like, I probably won't get that rock wall going, but get down into the other fields. But eventually I'd like to have this come all the way in and then all the way around, and then, you know, just non-stop, right? And that's a pretty good start for this whole place. So yeah, been at it quite a while. So, you know, this ground here, I think 6 years this windrow was here. This ground in here, I mean, that was 10 years ago. I raked it up. So you rake it, then I get it seeded down, let the cows beat the piles down, and they pick through it, and then you try to get it so you can start farming the field. So you need to get it so you can cut feed off them. You know, it's nice having the pasture, but at the end of it, I get too much pasture, and then you get a lot of ground that you end up having to, oh, it's just a mess because you can't even get in and mow it. So you try to bush hog it or something, but you can't run a hay mower through it. So that's why I need this stuff done, that you can rock rake it and get the rocks out and nice and smooth, and run the disc bind through, and you're not destroying everything. So that's my goal. So anyhow, we will talk at you later. I hear a machine running. They're chipping next door. So anyhow, we'll talk at you later.